county commissioners decided to take away the sales tax. They did that in order for Oak Ridge to afford what we had planned at that time. We levied the 8163 cents tax. You know, our charter states that we can levy a tax up to 20 cents. But we only levied the 8163. This is what we needed. I think today the rate is based on exactly what we need to pay our bills, and I'm satisfied with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Liz, do you feel there are any areas in which the town could do a better job of serving its residents and your business community now and in the future?
I think the town is doing a beautiful job. I really can't come up with any recommendations.
Okay. All right. Danny?
Repeat the question.
Do you feel there are any areas in which the town could do a better job of serving its residents and or business community now and in the future?
I'd like to refer to one of Mr. Howard's answers, which is fostering better communication between the town and the town hall. You know, we do have an open door policy. Any meeting is an open meeting. All members are encouraged, all community members are encouraged to attend. But you know, as you can see tonight too, it's a little light. We have a lot more seats to fill. We have a lot more people out there in the community. So both residential concerns and business concerns have the opportunity to get before council, make those concerns known, and then open up a dialogue where those issues can be publicly debated and publicly negotiated, so that the town resources can be best applied to the community.
Thank you. Tony, many years ago, the town offered to help the horse show purchase land. That land deal later fell through, and the town built its own community park. Do you think the town should now give that same amount to the horse show for a place to hold the show? Is this an appropriate expenditure for the town?
I think the challenge there would be combining a essentially private, although not-for-profit group with town taxpayer money. I know the town definitely wants to support it, and the community group obviously gives back to the community at large extensively, and so obviously there is a beneficial relationship between them. The only challenge that I would have, the main challenge that I would have with that is, while this is obviously a core cultural element of the town, is if the town with taxpayer money was to donate or give money to support that particular event or that group, other not-for-profit groups that were in the town that also could support to it may feel that that's an opportunity for them to come looking for that same type of support. So it's not so much I don't think the town should support, the horse show with dollars, but what kind of precedent does that set?
Okay, thank you. And Danny, the traffic on Highway 68 makes the center of the town of Oak Ridge a, quote, flyaway. What could or would you, as a member of council, do to slow or divert traffic?
When I first moved to Oak Ridge, on any day of the week at noon, you could lie down in the middle of the intersection and take a nap. So, looking at where we've come in 22 years, we do have a challenge ahead of us. DOT has some projects in the works that may eventually, sometime in the future, divert some traffic away from Oak Ridge. I think just paying attention to the growth and where we put businesses and how we allow access to 68, 150, and all our major thoroughfares will have a huge impact on controlling that traffic. But we have to work with other agencies as well, and DOT being the biggest partner in what we do with our roadways. Just do the best we can, negotiate the best deals we can, and control the growth along the highways and the access towards highways. I think we'll be successful.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to pause for just a minute with my questions. In just a minute, I'll be giving each of you an opportunity to ask a question of other council members. We talked about that right before the forum started. To those of you who are here in the audience, several of you have submitted questions this evening. We thank you very much. I've tried to ask all or most of your questions. If your questions were duplicating, in which, for example, several of them were, if they're on one topic, that's one of the reasons that we go through them here. It's one of the reasons we prepare our own questions as well, so that we can try to cover a variety of topics. So I'm speaking to those of you in the audience. If you have posed a question and did not get asked, most likely it was because it was on a topic on which questions had been asked several times before. But I do want to give those of you in the audience a last call for questions. So if you have any burning questions, please bring them up and we'll be glad to answer them. We're doing well on our time. Candidates, you haven't fallen over yet. You're doing very well. So we're just we're gonna hang in there. But I would like to, starting with Tony, give you a chance at this time to ask a question of either a specific candidate or of all of the candidates.
Mine is to everybody, and it's what characteristic or element do you feel is currently missing or needed for the town council?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're so well behaved. You're waiting for me to say whose turn it is.
Roger, we're going to go with you, and then Liz, and then Dave.
Repeat the question.
Sure. What characteristic or element do you feel is currently missing and needed on the town council? Maybe of the person who's being
I don't
elected.
think there's anything missing on the table.
Mine's missing. Okay.
I would like to see the budget made more available. When our first question came up from Patty about the budget, I spent the whole weekend trying to find it and could not until Monday morning when I came to town and asked about the budget. And they said it's online, and it's not online. They couldn't find it online. So I don't know how many of you have seen the budget, but it was interesting to me that they had copied the budget, and it was a proposed budget. I never got to see it.
Some more transparency.
Repeat the question one more time to keep it fresh in my head.
What characteristic or element do you feel is currently missing and needed for the town council?
I agree with Roger to some extent that the town council currently, I see, does a very decent job. In my earlier comments online, part of one of my answers to the question was that I think personally that the council is a pretty good reflection of the overall community. We have a nice representation of age and gender up here, and again, it's pretty indicative of what's happening out there. The town council has always been receptive, at least in my view, to air any issue, to deal with the issue, and to hear anything that comes before it. So I think we're getting down the right path.
Okay, thank you. Liz, your turn to ask a question, either of another candidate or of all three candidates.
Do you think that Oak Ridge should support the Oak Ridge Horse Show? Do you think we should buy land and get busy and put the horse show back in Oak Ridge?
And
Just do you know where the money goes from the horse show? That is made.
And just for future reference, I'm going to get you to put your mic over just a little.
yeah, there you go. Okay, and this is being asked of all three candidates, correct? Okay, Danny, I'm going to have you go first, and then Tony, and then Roger.
Okay, I can't remember all of them. I think there were 6 or 7 questions in there, but I'll give you my general feelings. One of the first things you see coming up Highway 68 is that, home of the Easter Horse Show. I think with as long-standing tradition as it is, the horse show does belong in Oak Ridge. Does it belong in the Oak Ridge Town Park as it is currently configured?